Over 3 billion people play video games worldwide, and they provide many benefits such as relaxation, playing online with friends, and a deeper sense of immersion that's just not possible with a book or a movie. But not everything about video games is positive. Up until recent years, video games have always been considered to be a male-dominated hobby, a pastime that just never really caught on with females. But this has led to women in video games being negatively portrayed due to over-sexualization, unfair stereotypes, and underrepresentation in leading roles. Industry. In the Entertainment Software Association's 2024 US Video Game Industry Report, the ESA found that in the US, 46% of the over 190 million gamers were female. That's over 87.4 million female gamers in the United States alone. Another study by Newzoo called the Global Gamer Study found that 72% of females worldwide play video games, making up 45% of the global player base. Furthermore, the study showed that 44% of female gamers play exclusively on mobile devices, which Statistica labels as the largest earning device worldwide, bringing in an approximate $92.6 billion or 49% of the global games market share per year. Newzoo's study also showed that 50% of female gamers spend money on video games, which shows how important the female player base is in terms of economically funding the video game industry. Now to the modern gaming industry. Let me show you how poorly they are treated in an industry that heavily relies on their funding. The four main reasons for negative portrayal are over-sexualization, unfair stereotypes, underrepresentation, and design flaws. Female characters in video games are often presented as seductive, with revealing clothing, exaggerated physical features, over-feminized voices, and sexual poses, which favor the character's appearance over general story relevance and character depth. One of the most well-known examples of female sexualization in video games is Lara Croft from Tomb Raider. Lara Croft's early designs have always been unnecessarily sexualized, with exaggerated features, tight clothing, and very little protection from the dangers she faces. These design choices have made Lara Croft famous for the wrong reasons. Instead of being known for her archaeologist skills, physical strength, and endurance, she is remembered as nothing but a sexualized female character with very little depth. Is Chun-Li from Street Fighter. Chun-Li comes from a game that revolves around fighting and combat, yet her outfit features no armor nor any protection of any kind. Instead, designers opted to make her outfit reveal large parts of her body and wildly exaggerate her physical features. On top of all this, she is well known for her overly sexual posing, which often exposes large parts of her body and are unrealistic at any combat situation, but are only there for the viewer's appeal. Women in video games are locked in a stereotype role that portrays them as weak, over-emotional, and generally useless characters that exist solely for protagonists to help and save, promoting the idea that female characters cannot exist independently and require male aid to survive. Depiction of a weak damsel in distress is Princess Peach from Super Mario. Peach's only real contribution to the story is her continuous capture by Bowser, which gives the player a goal. Peach's character perpetuates the idea that female characters need male to survive, and completely depend on them for their safety. Blade from Street Fighter is a perfect example of a token female in video games. While the game makes it clear that she is skilled, her entire character revolves around the fact that she is one of the only females in a male-dominated game. This perpetuates the idea that women are exceptions in powerful roles rather than equals. Ashley Graham from Resident Evil is a perfect example of an overly emotional female. Throughout the series, she is constantly relying on the male protagonist for help, insinuating the idea that women are emotionally fragile and require male aid to get through dangerous situations. Conducted by Mobile Magazine in a study of 150 games made in 2022 found that 104 out of 150 games, or 69.3%, had male-only protagonists, compared to just 9 out of 150 games, or 6%, that had female-only protagonists. One major reason for this underrepresentation is the long-standing perception that video games are still a male-dominated industry. Women in video games often lack power when compared to their male counterparts. When a female character is present within a game, more often than not they are given weaker powers and contribute less to the story. For years, female characters have often been written as love interests in games, and don't provide much else for the story. However, modern gaming has shifted into creating female characters who exist independently from males. Aloy is the protagonist from Horizon Zero Dawn, a game where the player adventures a post-apocalyptic world for survival and quest. The great thing about this game is that it has nothing to do with love interest or even gender at all. It allows Aloy to exist as a female character, but isn't constantly referring to the fact that she is a female.
Rather, the game focuses on her ability to survive. Control's protagonist, Jessie Faden, is an excellent example of an independent female leader. The game focuses on Jessie without a male counterpart, leading and proving that female characters can take on powerful roles. Unlike traditional female leads, her character arc is driven by self-discovery and determination, making her a standout example of a strong female representation in modern gaming. In summary, women in video games are negatively portrayed due to oversexualization, unfair stereotypes, underrepresentation in leading roles, and design flaws. Research conducted has shown that females are an essential part of the gaming industry, both economically and socially. Although there are many good things about video games, females are still consistently being negatively portrayed due to reasons discussed in this video. Thanks for watching.